Now, behind J.J. McCarthy, the Vikings are still an open book. Kevin O'Connell, head coach, said yesterday that the competition for the number 2 quarterback is still open. The candidates are Sam Howell, who is unofficially number 2 on the depth chart, followed by Brett Rippon, the nephew of former Super Bowl MVP Mark Rippon, and then Max Brosmer, who finished his college career at the University of Minnesota. He's number 4. But Howell has not been great. And look, if you don't take care of the football, you are not going to play in Kevin O'Connell's offense. And there's a little bit too much of that recklessness that creeps in.
That's exactly
Saw it in the Week 2 preseason game, and that is not going to fly. You're not going to earn that job. You're not going to be entrusted to be the backup to J.J. McCarthy if Kevin O'Connell isn't confident you're going to properly take care of the football.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell's a purist. He's a purist at the quarterback position as an offensive coordinator, as a play caller that way. They want quarterbacks that they can trust, right? You always hear me joke, the trust tree. You got to be in the trust tree, right? And the guy like Sam Howell, for somebody like Kevin O'Connell, is probably a little too gunslinger-ish at times, right? Yeah, can hold the ball, take sacks like we talked about. Yeah, the interception the other day, like you just alluded to. I mean, that was like, wait, have you ever played football in your life? Like, I can't believe you just did that, and you're in year 3 of your NFL career, and you did that. So I understand that. Rippon, I think he knows what he's going to get. It might not have quite the physical talent Howell has, but he's going to do all the right things. He's going to run the offense that way, and they trust he won't take negative plays. And I think that's why it's open, right? Because if you went from talent, Howell's more talented, but there's more to it than playing the quarterback position. And yeah, I could see Kevin O'Connell. He doesn't want a Patrick Mahomes scrambling around and just making plays and sometimes just, going backyard football. He believes that, hey, if you run my offense, it'll deliver all the big plays you need, and it's hard to argue with those results. And I think that's probably where, this is still open competition between these two guys.
The 3 quarterbacks behind McCarthy, not that they were behind him last year, he was on IR, but the other 3 quarterbacks last year are all gone. Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, and Nick Mullins, all 3 left via free agency. I hadn't thought of this. If I'm a Kirk Cousins, not that this would be something that could be worked out financially, but would you rather be the backup to Michael Penix Jr. in Atlanta or the backup to J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota? If you're Cousins, what's your knee-jerk preference?
Minnesota, with that play caller and those weapons, that's hard to turn down that. I mean, if you were just asking me, like, what situation is best, yeah, I'm going to pick the guy that seems to put any quarterback in there and they light up the scoreboard and make big plays. And then, oh, wait, they have definitely one of the 2 or 3 best receivers in the game, along with a pretty damn good tight end and a pretty good offensive line and all that. I mean, Minnesota, to me, like we've talked about all offseason, is kind of flying under the radar, all because of J.J. McCarthy. I think the team is better or more warranted to get attention, but people aren't sure what to expect from the young quarterback, and that's where they're kind of, not quite getting the national attention that I think, maybe they could if the quarterback was more proven.
And look, from Cousins' standpoint, the problem is if you make a choice along those lines and you would end up in Minnesota as the backup to McCarthy, then you're not going to be the guy whose phone rings, or at least the team's phone rings, if and when there's an injury to a starter. I'm just not sure that's ideal either, though. On the fly during the season, learning a new offense, learning a new coaching staff, learning a new situation, moving to a new city. It seems like it would be less than ideal, but the whole thing's less than ideal for Kirk Cousins, other than the money.
Well, and
the money's still good.
Yeah.
Shed no tears for Kirk Cousins.
Hey, it's another team, though, I look at and go, yeah, the backup situation's a little dicey. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, obviously. There's a reason Sam Howell's on his 3rd team in 3 years. There's a reason, right? There's a reason Rippon's been all over the place there. And again, it's a team that in a lot of areas on their football team, you just go, damn, the defense, whoa, the offense, they got everything there. They do. So to me, they're taking a little risk too. And just, again, back to our start of the show with Kenny Pickett, would he be available or anything like that? That might be, another team that we look at that could possibly think about, hey, I'm not feeling real cozy about our backup quarterback situation. Maybe we should bring somebody else in here.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.